Hey, ROCKSTARS, Andrew Houston here with another No Bullshit podcast for contractors. And today, it's going to be short and sweet, but it's all about addressing one of the major pain points that contractors are facing, and it's in around hiring. We're going to talk those very specifically about how do you win the talent wars in attracting the right talent so people are knocking on your doors. That's what we're going to be talking about today, and I'll see you on the flip side. Until right now, this very moment, contractors have always been on their own, not as tradespeople, but being alone and knowing how to take their business to the next level. They call us working class, they call us blue collar. They say that we don't have the smarts to become the business owner that we're meant to be. That is such bullshit. You have the ability. You're more than any of that. The question really is, where do you get the insights that you need specific to contracting to systemize your business so you can get your profits to pay for your freedom? I'm Andrew Houston. I'm going to show you how to make more profits, how to get more control, how to get more freedom in the simplest, quickest way possible without any of that bullshit. Welcome to the No Bullshit podcast for contractors. Listen up, level up, and if you learn something, like the video, subscribe to the channel, change your business, change your life. Hey, ROCKSTARS, Andrew Houston here with another No Bullshit podcast for contractors. And, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to get laser focused on what are the three things that you can do. Not 10 things, not 20 things. What are the three things that you can do? You can leave this podcast in probably less than, 10 plus minutes. That's how long we're going to run this baby for. To amplify your ability to win the talent wars specific to attracting top talent. So, that's what we're going to get into today. If you're not a contractor, probably you want to turn this podcast off. If you are a contractor and you want to build an A team, maybe you've been struggling with, people actually knocking on your door, whether that's, picking up the phone and calling you, struggling with trying to get prospects to hire. And you probably have been faced with this, not just a month or two ago, but probably over the years that you've been in business. It's always been a struggle. Look, it's a science, all right? It's like, to just cut to the chase. So many things in our business that we have to wear, the hat for, being the hiring, person or the HR person, right? Whether it's doing quotes, being the salesperson, being the installer, being the troubleshooter, being the, being the apprentice and the grunt, like wearing all these hats. The reality is that unless we're trained for this stuff, unless we're showing how, what to use, how to use it, when to use it, the problem is we just keep on dealing with just that. We keep dealing with problems. So I'm going to get really quickly into what these three things are that you can do. And I know it can affect your business right away. So I might give you a little bit of a bonus one. So the first one is really getting clear on how the world sees you. Okay. Look, if you want to attract people, you have to be attractable, right? You have to be, just like the word says, right? You have to be a business that actually attracts people. And the first impression, you've heard of this maybe before, but the impact of a first impression, how powerful that is. Think about it from the perspective of people going online and they look you up and their first impression isn't worthy of them wanting to come and work for you. Their first impression is actually, that's a place I wouldn't want to work for. So the very first thing I want you to do is I want you to do a bit of an audit on how the world sees you. And you can get your admin person to do this. You could delegate this to somebody else. Maybe it's going to be you. Maybe you are wearing the HR hat. At the end of the day, though, you need to know where you're currently at and then be able to clearly define where you want to go. And this is no different when it comes to your social media presence. So I want you to look up on Google, how good are your reviews? Are they a 3-star, a 4-star? Are they 4.9? Like, is it really, really good? It's important that you know that. And then you want to define, if it's not where you want it to be, say it's on Google, from a Google review perspective or on Facebook or Instagram, then you've got to define, like, what is it that you want it to be? So if it's Google and you're at a 3.5, well, guess what? You're going to have to do some simple things like get client testimonials and get people to give you positive reviews. If it's social media and you're not even seen on there, then you want to have a presence, and don't overcomplicate it, guys. I mean, the rougher the video, the less, in other words, the less professional you are in posting videos and having your team post videos about their day, and maybe addressing some of the main pain points or problems that people should know about your trade, or in selecting a trade. Like, make it applicable, but take some simple steps. Don't try and go with a perfect plan. A perfect plan, not executed, is the worst plan. Go with a rough plan, that you have confidence in, or a little bit of confidence in, that you can take action on, and make those changes. So step number one, make sure that you know what your presence is like, and are you attractable, when it comes to people looking and finding you, from your web page to your social media, to your Google reviews, to your Instagram. And then pick which one of those channels, okay? Not all of them at once, just pick one of those channels and focus in on what are some of the small changes that you can make, okay, to make a change, make a difference, go in a positive direction. So that's number one. Number two, you need to know who your target audience is. And the reason that that's so important, you might be like, well, I'm looking for tradespeople, I'm looking for licensed electricians. Guys, that's not a clear enough definition of your target audience. You need to know their age, right? You need to know their demographics of where do they live? What are some of their interests? Look, if we were trying to attract somebody that's a millennial or Gen X compared to somebody that's older, say we're open to both. Hey, Andrew, I want anybody. If any of these people apply, that would be great. Well, that doesn't help you when it comes to marketing. Back to that first strategy of doing an audit of your social media, and are you attractable enough? You want to make sure that when you're looking at that you're asking, and well, not so much asking, you're looking at it from the set of lenses of the prospective people that might be interested in coming to work for you. So if it's millennials, then you want, here's a couple of tips on that. You want videos that actually show people, using technology. You want to show people that maybe are talking about that they've worked for you for X number of years, and here's how quickly they transitioned up to, from being an apprentice or a laborer to now a skilled tradesperson, because that's some of the things that these millennials want, right? They want to see that you're using technology. They want to see that they can quickly have access to moving up in the company. When it goes to, these, people that say are in their 40s and have kids and have a family, well, then you want to show that, that you have employees that have kids, that have a family, that it's a family environment, that you support different family activities, you have that type of culture. So getting clear in your target audience is super, super critical. All right. So that you can talk their language. Because if you can't talk their language, they're not going to want to talk to you. So get that nailed down. And number three supports number one and number two with what I call the secret psychology. So what I'm about to teach you in the next couple of minutes here is going to significantly help you, break down the language that you use. I mean, our champion CEOs, they get done for them templates of ads and things of that nature, but I'm just going to give this to you short, sweet, and you can apply it right away. So if you're in the office, just picture like you're going to draw a grid. Okay, super, super simple. I just ripped the page. So super, super simple. Just a grid with 4 different boxes. X marks the spot, or basically a T on the page. In your top left-hand corner, you want to talk about the frustrations. Okay. The next one to the right, you want to talk about their fears. The one in the bottom, you want to talk about their wants. And the one to the bottom right, you want to talk about their aspirations. Now, what this does for you is it gets you to understand the secret psychology. Well, I don't know if I can bring it back. There we go. So I'm just sharing this in a video. So, if you're able to get access to this as a video, then you can see me pointing this out. If not, just follow me. So top right-hand corner, frustrations. To the left of that is fears. Then we got wants, and then we got aspirations. Now, just define 2 or 3 things in each one of those different quadrants. What are their frustrations? An example of frustrations when it comes to skilled tradespeople working for somebody else is definitely not getting the right level of communication, not getting materials on time, like not being given the details to do the job and know what the expectations are. Like, these are some common frustrations that if you look at your ads, if you look at, what you're putting out on social media, are you showing that your company has addressed those frustrations? And when it comes to fears, some of the fears that tradespeople have are, that they're worried that there's not enough work, a consistent enough work. If you are doing a video or in your ad in some form or fashion saying that, hey, we've been in business for X number of years and we've never had to lay anybody off, see, that would address their fear of actually getting laid off. So this is back to the secret psychology, getting into the heads and the mindset of how these people are thinking around their frustrations, fears, wants, and aspirations. Now, here's a simple little thing. If you take their frustrations or their fears and you flip it, so if you take their frustrations and you flip it into, hey, what are their wants? All you're doing is just reversing the way that you're saying what their frustrations are. As an example, say their frustration was, showing up on jobs and it being so disorganized that they never get the material on time. You'd be talking the language around our team gets the material on time, that our team, is efficient, that, our team tends to finish the jobs, faster than what has been planned because of our efficiencies. Then what you want to do is you want to talk about, their aspirations. Like, their aspirations are going to be around them personally, like being able to achieve things, being able to buy a house, being able to, build, grow a family and be able to not be all stressed out, all the time about, not having stability at a company that they're working for. So look, 3 things we talked about today, okay, is audit your social presence. Number 1, make sure you're tractable. Okay. Number 2, make sure that you get clear on who your target audience is and make sure that on those different platforms that you're sharing, talking the language of those people. And number 3 is leveraging what I call the secret psychology around the frustrations, fears, wants, and aspirations of these people. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to get people, knocking on your door. You're going to get people coming to you versus you pushing them away. And, my last little, I said, I'd give you a little bonus tip. Take a look at your competition's ads. Take a look at your competition's social media. How are they comparing to you? Are they more tractable, right? Are they saying the right things? Or are their ads just like the same ads as every other contractor out there? Yeah, are they not talking to these fears, frustrations, wants, and aspirations? 90% of them are not, okay? Because they don't know these things unless they're part of, the Champion CEO, Profit Contractors community. But look at, differentiate yourself, dominate your market. And if you want to get a template that we've got called the hiring audit tool, it breaks down, how to audit, the aspects of, attracting, finding, landing, and keeping clients. Just type in to the group. If you're part of the Champion or part of the Profitable Contractors Association group, just type in hiring audit and we'll get that out to you. If you're not part of that group, feel free to join it. Again, it's called the Profitable Contractors Association, and I will see you guys on the flip side. This is Andrew Houston with another No Bullshit podcast for you guys out there, guys and gals that are contractors, that are champion CEOs or soon to be. And again, I'll see you on the next episode. Ciao. Hey, Rockstars. Thank you for watching the No Bullshit podcast for contractors. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button. And if you're serious about growing and need help, click on the link below. Myself and my team would love to help and give you the necessary tools so you can take your contracting business to the next level. And remember, dominate, delegate, and deliver.